I needed a nightlight and an emergency flashlight, so I picked up this. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here. I just picked this up. It's by GE, General Electric, not Specific Electric. They're very general about what they do. This is the power failure 4-in-1 light. So what does it have? What 4 things does it have here? What it does do is it's an emergency light. It has a night light with 5 lumens. It's a tabletop light and a flashlight. So I guess that's the 4 things. I actually almost feel, I know I just gave it heck for calling itself 4 things, but it could say 5 things, because the other thing that I really like about this that not all the emergency lights have are retractable prongs, because sometimes they just stick out. It's easier, cheaper to manufacture it like that. But what I want to show you here is we have 2 prongs that retract out just like this. Now, I will say they are not swivelable prongs. So depending on how your outlet is oriented, your nightlight is going to shine up, down, left, right, those types of things. Now, the other thing I want to show you here is there's a little battery pull tab. So I'm just going to pull that. But it looks like there's at least 3 AA batteries in there. And so it's already powered up. Ooh, you might be able to see there. We've got LEDs. That's kind of a warm yellowish light. So the night light is on right there. And we have a switch right here on the side, high, low, and off. So I'm going to go ahead and go from high to low. Ooh, it's hard. It's hard to move it right in that middle position. There we go. So high, low, off. All right. So that is off right now. But if this were plugged in, I think it has a dusk-to-dawn sensor right there. So if we were to cover that up, then we would have the night light. But if I turn this on, what I want to show you is we have the flashlight, kind of this clear plastic with the lens on the top. But on this side, this is frosted plastic. So that's what this is. If you put it like this for a lantern, it's going to shine some light out like this. But the flashlight lantern type of thing, I think, is the same mode here. Now, I do want to show you, it's probably maybe an inch, maybe just a little over an inch, 1.25 inches thick here. It's got a little taper. It feels good in the hand. I mean, it's perfectly sized and shaped for the hand. Nice and soft, but probably about 5.5, 6 inches tall. And got a nice weight to it. But what it's not is it's not super thin, not super flush to the wall. It's going to stick out just a little bit. So let's go ahead and put this into the wall, see if it turns on when the lights go out, and then see what happens when we lose power completely. All right, so evening is falling here. This is the hallway that gets really dark, which I like a little night light in. So I'm just going to put it into this outlet right here. And to turn on the night light, what you have to do is you have to turn it on to one of the settings. So I'm going to turn it on to high, but what you can see is we have no light coming out of there. And that's because this dusk-to-dawn sensor is still reading light. So if I cover it up, you can see it uses the flashlight and kind of that lantern light to light up the hallway there. If I put it on low here, that actually might suffice for my needs too. Maybe not make it too bright. I'm going to keep it on the low setting and see what that looks like tonight. But in an emergency, power goes out, which would just be pulling this out of the outlet. Boom, the thing goes on. And now you have a flashlight, which you can use in an emergency. So it's going to be on the second it comes out of the outlet or the power goes off, which is really cool. But as you can see there, it goes off until the darkness sets in. So once it gets really dark here, we will check it out. All right, so night is finally upon us. And you can see here on bright, it's a warm white light. It maybe looks a little whiter than it does in real life on camera. But what's nice about this is it's just kind of casting a soft light. You can maybe see my shadow there, but the walls are kind of light colored and I can navigate. I can get around here without necessarily falling or stumbling into anything. And so that is really beneficial in and of itself. Like I said, it's only 5 lumens, I think. So it's actually not a lot of light, but it's super helpful. Now, if the power goes out, pull this guy out, flip up this, and now you can see that is quite a bit brighter. So this works like a flashlight, and I really dig that. And if you were to put it up on its side here, what we get is a lot of illumination on the ceiling, but we get some illumination cast out to the side here. So I could sit down at a table and look at papers and do that kind of thing. I actually would probably kind of put it like this, I feel like, or you'd even put it facing down if you just want that light just a little softer coming out of the side here. But what I love about this is that you now have a flashlight, which you can use in emergencies. And it's kind of a heads up that the power's gone out. Let's say this is in your bedroom as a nightlight and the power goes out and this thing turns on bright. You know that you're without power in your neighborhood. So it can be really useful in that regard as well, just as a signal that you have lost power. And as soon as I plug it back in there, it goes down to the 5 lumens. So if you want this little emergency nightlight that turns into a flashlight, I really dig it. I'll put a link to it in the description below. Peter von Panda, out.
We can discover more and explore so much deeper.